Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Adam RPG with me, Bring It On. I'm going to clear out this apartment complex, which has less people in it than I remember there being. It's just the two. And we do get a quest in here. I think it's an unmarked quest as well. Looks like a mix between a Teletubby and Mickey Mouse. You can't get there right now. If you didn't stand directly behind me, Hexogen, it wouldn't be a problem, would it? Okay. You see a tiny, dried-out old lady with a sorrowful look on her face. I hope I never live long enough to be considered or described as dried out. She's mumbling something and moving hectically on the dusty floor without making much noise. The woman is so busy with her own things, she almost bumps into you, quivers, and makes the sign of the cross. Oh, why are you sneaking up on me, darling? What do you want? Nothing much. Just trying to figure out what's going on here. The old woman throws her wrinkly hands up in the air. Ah, young man, dark times are upon us. My neighbor Rudolph isn't feeling that great. He's just laying in bed all day, every day, sleeping. I'm feeding him melted condensed milk and linden honey. He is swallowing as if he were awake, but his eyes won't open. That's just weird. What do you know about this city? What is there to tell? Nice city, so clean. The people are mostly nice, not too many drunks. Less than before, anyway. All the good people, they work a lot, have clean clothes and respect the law. Nice city, darling. Well, do you know any good gossip? What kind of gossip can there be? Someone fell ill, or the prices have gone up? We have other things to do. We old people have no time for gossip. We need to take care of ourselves and of you, the young folk. I see. Well, see you soon. Oh, I didn't clear this room. So I believe Rudolph is actually supposed to be a reference to Randolph. Randolph Carter, I think is his last name. I need to refresh on my Lovecraftian lore. It's been a little while since I've read up on it. The man pays no attention to you, as if he's been cursed. Well, let's read his diary. Carter, Karpov. I guess it's close. Rudolph Karpov, Randolph Carter. Alright, the first few pages of the diary are ruined with spilt ink. Thrice has come to me in my dreams. This unknown city on the border of sleep and the waking world, which is as thin as a string of a fantastical musical instrument. It is hard to traverse as a boiling nuclear desert. Charming, glorious, and forever mindful of the simple past. Not covered with radioactive sands, but also not matching any creation formed by the mind of a mortal mason. A glorious city indeed, with its alabaster columns, jade spires, and shingled gambrel roofs that cover the restful quarters of its kindly yet shy dwellers. Neither name nor geographical placement of this splendid city are known to my waking mind, even though I remember traversing its cobbled narrow streets, its vast squares, the parapets of its ancient guardian castle, now overgrown with dark green vines, the cloud-piercing towers of its foreboding ancient cathedral. I know but one thing for certain. I want to come back to this grandiose city once more. Still, even in the land of dreams, which I now visit each night thanks to the potion concocted by my shaman friend, Baldur Tugalov, who prefers to spend his evenings at a small drinking establishment on the premises of the Fogolevka village. Nobody knows the way to my dream city, vast in the light of the unknown foreign stars. I've started my somnambulic quest for this place, by having audience with the wise cats of ancient Ulthar. It was then, when their brave and well-traveled captain, Barsik, whom I have recently rescued from a wolf pack in the waking world, with tear-filled eyes shook his head. The city of which you speak, Rudolph, is not known to any cat under the moon, the noble beast spoke. I note it is also to the grotesque yet kind-hearted pale ghouls, even to the forever scheming, treacherous zugs of the cavernous depths. Only the evil yet wise pharaoh, whose name itself is a curse, might know of this place you seek. If only he who did not go mad after witnessing the cosmic undulations of mindless Azathoth, the god-idiot. He, whom the saints sealed in a blind ivory tower, truly knows all. So Azathoth is a deity in the Lovecraftian mythos. Thus I know where to stride, to the place where no stars shine, to the castle of the covetous Nyarlathotep, the lurker on the threshold, an enemy to the childlike, feeble gods of the earth, and a fellow to the cosmic horrors, for whom all existence is but a drop in the ocean of entropy. Nyarlathotep is also a deity. I think might be getting this mixed up. I think Azathoth is Nyarlathotep's father, or vice versa. Again, I have to refresh on my Lovecraftian mythos, but they're related somehow. They're both outer gods. Anyway, tonight I empty the last of Baljeet's sleeping potions, and return to my dream quest for the unknown city. Okay, yeah. Because the name of the story by Lovecraft is The Dream Quest of Unknown Kadath, I think? Dream Quest of... yeah, pretty sure that's right. Dream Quest of Unknown Kadath. For the unknown city. Or perhaps for the doom that awaits me in the hungry, lashing tentacles of the monstrous inhabitants of Ling, the nightmare Plato. The diary ends here. Further pages are empty. Sorry for interrupting the reading. Alright, interesting. Maybe the Fogolevka shaman could help the poor sleeping guy out. Yeah, sorry for interrupting the reading itself by explaining some of the mythos, but I feel like I would have forgotten to mention it after the fact. So I don't like Lovecraft as a person. I do like the mythos he created. Highly recommend the Exploring series if you're interested in learning more about some of the mythos. I think he does a very good job of explaining it. A man in his 50s in a uniform cap waves his arms like a madman, shouting out weird propagandist phrases. As he sees you, he falls silent. Hey gourmet, I have fat lamb barbecue and an egg. What will you fry and what will you put aside for badminton? Why are you offering me food all of a sudden? Are you a cook? The man smiles broadly and grasps your arm. Oh, St. Helena. Or Helena. You don't know what I'm talking about. You're not part of it. You're innocent. You have to help me. What kind of help do you need, man? The man heaves a sigh of relief. Apparently he's been looking for someone to confide in. Oh, so I finally found a listener. So, did I tell you? I probably didn't. That until recently I worked as a postman in Krasno. Well, it doesn't matter, since I've told you now anyway. So what do you think about this job in a nutshell? I can't grumble. Simple job, good money. Surprisingly good. Well, it shouldn't be that surprising now, actually. These ghouls will spend any money to make this world of illusion they create seem decent, even despite the nuclear wars and other nuisances. Who are these ghouls? Dirty politicians, guards, merchants. Many of them are involved in shady dealings. And what is this world of illusion that you mentioned? The man spreads his arms as if trying to embrace the city. I mean all this. The illusion of law. Police at every corner. Our kind, conscientious politicians who worry about our future. Cold War with Peregon. Old Abraham's bookshop being renovated. This is all an illusion designed to hide from inebriated masses the actual situation. Corruption, perversion, and cruelty that prevail in this world. Will you listen to me or not? I see. Go on. The man looks around warily and comes closer. Once before work, when I was opening other people's letters in my room, as usual, I found... Wait, you read other people's letters? The man gives a modest smile. But what can I say? I'm a perfectionist. Before the war we got paid extra for this, and now I continue working for the good cause, albeit for free. There's no other way. How else can you find out if it's a letter or CIA code, a parcel or an acid bomb, a magazine for kids, or a plan to overthrow the Central Committee of the Communist Party? We're not talking about my diligence, but about what I found. And what was it that you found? A letter. A very ordinary letter, it seemed. Simple talk, of food, sport, and cinema. But the longer I read it, the clearer it became it was a coded message, and the words had a totally different meaning. Look at this phrase, for example. What made your Kirill Arkadievich so angry last week? He's gone berserk today during the badminton game with chicken barbecue, so I had to dispose of 3 portions. The man clearly has talent. Pity he doesn't allow to record the games. Weird, isn't it? Isn't it? What is weird about it? There's some Kirill Arkadievich who truly loves badminton. The man goggles at you angrily. Nonsense. It says dispose of. What kind of badminton is it that makes food go rotten? What's this thing about recording? Listen on if you want to understand what it means. Well, this is slightly odd, true, but slightly odd indeed, to put it mildly. Bear in mind that Kirill Arkadievich is a successful merchant, a rich man from a distant city of Trudograd. The letter came from Peregon, from a barbecue shop that belongs to Ivan Kurdiev and Anton Uchvatkin. The shop is incidentally very popular among the Peregon merchants and the guards, and the Chamber of Commerce members as well. I know for a fact that some big fish from Krasno visit it regularly. Even though we're not on particularly good terms with Peregon, what is there about this barbecue if it makes people put political clashes aside? So it's a barbecue that is no barbecue at all? Exactly. Wouldn't put it better myself. There's another extract. Got a young lamb for barbecue. Perfect for a construction site, garden works, or for badminton. Yeah, what is this badminton? Is this the only thing that puzzles you? It seems to me that many words have some secret meaning here. Let's imagine a barbecue that is not a barbecue, but let's say a slave. A lamb is a man. And badminton is, God forbid, some barbarity, a sacrifice, a murder, secret experiments. It can be anything. Now the same phrase in my translation, got a young male slave, would be good for construction works, working in the garden, and this thing they call badminton. What will you say now? But how did you come to this conclusion? Men? Slaves? There's no other reason to talk about anything this way. Believe me, I scrutinized their correspondence. There was a line which sent me shaking throughout the night. On Wednesday, we got a chicken for barbecue and an egg for good measure. These two are hard to divide. Luckily, we quickly found a gourmet from the holds for the barbecue. And 3 nights later, an egg was ordered for badminton evening in the bunker. If a lamb is a man, then a chicken must be a woman, and an egg. The man's eyes are filled with unspeakable sorrow. Yes, I came to the same conclusion, so I started my investigations. Another letter from the same Anton and Ivan from Peregon revealed that they buy empty videotapes in this video theater. So let's add this to badminton, creepy footage of unknown nature. All in all, what goes on in their barbecue shop is the closest thing to hell you can imagine. Tell me, are you ready to explore this place? A proof of corruption in the establishment. Many things will come to light, and I'll pay a modest sum for this, from the remaining money earned from the sweat of my brow. I can give up anything for justice. If you choose to do it, you can use this. The man gives you a crumpled letter sticking out from a torn envelope. After what you've told me, I'll come entire Peregon. I just have one word for you. Thanks. This is the letter, as an example of their correspondence. Only dare to nick one. Do you know where Peregon is? Doesn't matter. I'll mark it for you. The former postman snatches away your map and marks Peregon. And I'll go on with my campaign. Raising people's awareness. Can we talk some more? Okay, let's have a chat. But remember, darkness never sleeps. Ask all you want. What's your name, man? Haven't I told you yet? My name's Arseny. Arseny Sajin. Don't tell me your name, though. I'm weak. I'll tell everything under torture. I'm too scared of pain. Ever since I was a child, when a neighbor's pig bit me. Then I won't. I have another question. What are you doing here? Come on, honestly. The man smiles bitterly, raises his cap and strokes his receding hair. Nothing special. Just gone mad and now let down my team and doom myself to poverty. By spreading lies about the Wasteland's most honest politicians and profiteers. At least that's what they'll tell you. Don't believe them. I won't. Now I have another question. What is this place? A video theater. You can watch films here. A small fry in the scheme I've discovered. I don't think the owner even knows who buys his empty tapes, and why. By the way, I used to campaign right in front of the Chamber of Commerce, until they kicked me out. I'm not surprised, really. Let me ask another question. Have you heard any interesting rumors? There's only one thing that occupies my mind now. The dreadful secret I have found out. But it deserves a talk of its own. As for minor rumors, well, the guard at the Chamber of Commerce's bunker, where I used to campaign, complained to me as he was kicking me out that he didn't get to see his dear missus that often, because guys like me made his life complicated. And he said she was a rare beauty, so he's worried that she might find someone else. Was he indeed? Let me ask another question. Alright. Go on then. Regarding our conspiracy. St. Helena in heaven, tell me you finished these demons. There's been no progress yet. What a pity. But I believe you'll uncover the truth. Lux in tenebris, my dear. Lux in tenebris. This is Latin. It means a beam of light in the darkness. It means you. I'm off. Stay strong, man. Whew, I felt like that was a lot to read. Alright, to the video theater. So here we can actually get a new distinction. And I would argue that it's the most important distinction you can get in the entire game. But I think you have to show up here at a certain day of the week or something. I don't know if we can get or watch it. Whatever. Is he gonna get mad if we... Nope. Alright, well, cool. Well, if he doesn't mind... He's got plenty of alcohol on the shelf that I can... grab. I'm standing too close to him. When I was further away, it worked. Okay. That's probably all I'm going to be able to steal from him. A black-haired young man takes his eyes off the N1 issue of the 1985 The Art of Cinema magazine, with Mikhail Ulyanov as Marshal Zhukov on the cover and smiles widely. Welcome to the video parlor. Fancy watching a movie? Hey, why is this man screaming outside? He's a nutcase. He got into his head that slave owners for some reason buy tapes from me. Crazy accusation, eh? Don't believe him. Might as well say there are bunkers in the wasteland where secret experiments were carried out. Will it become true too? Maybe. I have a couple questions. Okay, let's talk. Where did you get the tapes? Once I found a videotape store, it was my initial equity, so to speak. And I've created a whole system to provide me with new tapes. I know some stalkers and merchants who deal in rare antiques. I see. Okay, I have another question. Are there many visitors? Depends on what film or genre screens today. Sometimes there are scores of them. Sometimes I'm the only person in the cinema. Market laws, it seems. Another question. What in your collection is in the highest demand? Action movies, comedies, quite predictably. Well, you'll be surprised, but morning aerobics for women is very popular too. Beats me. There's no plot even. Yeah, who would have thought? Another question. Have you heard anything interesting recently? I've heard that some guys in the South made a real movie. I'd like to see it. I have to explain to people every day it hasn't reached us yet. I see. Let's change the subject. The video parlor owner taps on the cover of the movie magazine he was reading before you arrived. What's on today? An intellectual, or most likely, believe yourself to be one. You're in luck, for today's the day of sophisticated art house cinema. We're screening the award-winning feature Spring Cantata. The ticket's only 30 rubles. Why not? Here's the money. The room with the TV set is almost empty, save for several men and women in identical turtlenecks, round dark glasses and berets. They look you up with a slight contempt, and immediately lose any interest in you. At last, the tape recorder wakes up, and you spend the next 3.5 hours in the world of black and white film, deep symbolism, sophisticated allegories, and clear references. When the film ends, you raise from your seat. Excusez-moi, où sont les toilettes? I'm probably not saying that second part right. Click your fingers. We did gain some experience. I don't know how much time has passed. I see. I've read all that, so you're in luck for today's the day of sophisticated art house cinema. We're screening the award-winning feature Relation in Space. The ticket's only 30 rubles. Oh, here we go. And it's the same description, okay. You need to watch an action movie to get the distinction that I'm trying to get right now. Let's see, the Sacred Hill, only 30 rubles. Yeah, I may as well do that. It gives me experience and it passes the time. I'm trying to get to the next day. I want him to play an action movie. The Wasteland could do with a little fun. This is why today we screen a wonderful classic comedy, Marmot Night. The ticket is 30 rubles. Alright, we're not going to do that. I think I'm going to wait a whole another day. I'm going to go to the tavern, or the hotel and do it. Actually, I don't remember how much it costs to stay at the hotel. Also, I need to go to the merchant and sell some stuff because I'm over encumbered. 50 rubles, yeah, sure. Again, probably not worth the cost. Let me go sell some stuff so I don't have to walk around. I can get back to sprinting around town. I do have some waste paper for this guy, though. Just one. I think there's only 2 NPCs left for me to talk to before entering the Chamber of Commerce. There was a guard over here and this guy. So we'll take care of that before I call it an episode as well. But first I'm going to get this distinction. Oh, you go to the merchant first. He doesn't have a ton of money. He doesn't buy things for a lot either. So this is actually a really bad merchant to go to for this. But I'm still getting paid for it, and I'm clearing out my inventory, so. Right, so if he's still doing comedies, I have to wait a whole nother day. Alright, I'm just gonna wait. Of course. Darn it. It's probably not worth it for this. Whoops. Here we go. Today we're screening a Western action movie, Bloody Rage Returns. It was taken during a battle with NATO forces. Interested? The ticket's only 30 rubles. And why not? Here's the money. You proceed to the room with the TV set. The parlor owner draws the dusty curtains and inserts the tape in the recorder. You spend the next 90 minutes in the world of shootouts, explosions, and unsophisticated plot twists. When the film ends, you raise from your seat. Well, this was interesting. It sure was. I love action movies. And you? Me too. Very much. I can tell. You even look the part. Hee hee. Well spotted. We got the ability Action Hero. Like I said, the most important distinction in the game. You can't stop yourself from spouting one-liners during combat. And it literally adds nothing besides little dialogue boxes above your head when you're in combat. Is this the, Oh, I don't recognize him. Well, I should have... There we go. A man of around 50, with matted gray hair, wearing a dusty suit, looks at you with a sad smile and a deep gaze as you come closer. Holds out a soft, although a bit shaky hand for you to shake, and you do it without even thinking. It's a good day today, my friend. My speech has finally touched someone's heart. I am Svyatoslav Granovich, the oppositionist, the friend of truth and democracy. How may I shift the lead fog that covers your brain today? Who do you pose exactly? The man points to the Chamber of Commerce building in a theatrical gesture. Who else would I oppose it with my work? Only those uneducated little tyrants that have the blood and sweat of us working people. Those communist vampires are calling themselves the Chamber of Commerce, but in reality, they're nothing but puppets in the hands of Adam. What did the Chamber of Commerce ever do to you? What? What? The Chamber of Commerce is the continuation of the regressive Soviet regime that punished me by making me take antipsychotics, and even now hunts all those who dare say the truth. My God, why just yesterday, one of the crooked militiamen of the city came over to me and said, if your crazy ramblings were not as pathetic, we'd already jail you. See how close I am to being in prison, young man? What other civilized country has such a regime? Isn't the Chamber of Commerce denying the very existence of Adam? The man touches his ear. I don't have the patience to hear such silly assumptions. Can't you see that this is just a cover-up? Sure, they deny Adam exists, but they serve it anyway. The Chamber of Commerce is a dirty, brown stain on the underpants of history, and Adam is a remnant of their KGB overlords. So, what's your alternative to the rule of the Chamber of Commerce? The man starts thinking hard. Well, first off, I want to make this law that allows you to say anything you want in the city of Krasno. Freedom of speech. That's it. Yeah. And also, I want to make everyone say they are sorry for the crimes of Stalin's regime. And I want a monetary compensation for being a martyr for freedom. For all those years they held me in a mental institution. So many deep thoughts. Let us change the topic. Go ahead. Can you answer a couple questions for me? The man smiles, but his eyes keep some existential gloom. Sure. I'm always glad to have a civilized discussion. What can you tell me about yourself? What can I say about myself? I'm just a simple martyr. One of millions of those violated and murdered for speaking the truth. Well, I wasn't murdered yet. Those bastards are probably afraid of causing an international conflict. I'm widely known to the Western press, you know. I had radio interviews. I read lectures. I made slide presentations. They called me an anti-Soviet dissident. They painted me crazy. They made me take my temperature and give some of my blood for testing in the underground halls of criminal psychiatry. But even after the bloody Soviet Empire was finally destroyed in a nuclear blast, my fight wasn't over. I am still struggling for peace. I gotcha, so can I ask something else? Ask. How's life in Krasno? The man's face grows red, his nostrils flare, his knuckles go white. But what can I say about this city of post-Soviet remnants, who made it into an ungodly nest of communist tyranny, where people are prosecuted for the simple wish of saying the truth? Every day I pray that God destroys this place, while I'm taking my evening stroll in the woods. Quite the wish you got there, buddy. Another question. What do you do for a living, friend? I gather mushrooms. I do odd jobs. And I hunt giant ants sometimes. Why? Why would an intellectual such as myself stoop to such low-end jobs? Well, because they didn't allow me to work like I wanted. I went to them. I went to the members of the Chamber of Commerce. I begged them to give me some money to start my own libertarian newspaper called Death to the Chamber of Commerce, and they simply said no. Probably hoping I would die from starvation with no job at hand. How could they? Wow, such evil. Another question. I'm listening. Hit me. Got any good rumors to share? The most interesting thing I heard is that Adam, the accursed remnant of the old regime's army, sent an agent into the wastes. Why? I don't know. Probably to cause more evil and tyranny. Yeah, most probably. Now another question. Oh, that's just a subject. I don't feel like asking you stuff anymore. Already told you, young man. I'm against the Chamber of Commerce, which is the last remnant of the Soviet dictatorship. I'm also leading the battle against their puppet masters, the Atom Organization. Alright, yeah, you never told me. Well, gotta go. Bye. Alright, there was a woman with a pink shirt that I don't remember talking to either. I'm not sure what happened to her. She was sitting on that bench when I was talking to him initially. A short young militiaman greets you with a friendly smile and a nod. A rare thing among his kind. Did you lose something? No. I just wanted to ask you about your job. The job is great. Thank you very much for asking. The city militia has everything under control. Even when we don't have everything under control. We know what needs to be done, and are already taking all the required measures. I wanted to ask you about this place. What's to do around here? This is the main square of Krasno, and the most interesting things here are the Chamber of Commerce and the statue of Lenin. This place seems really peaceful, but that's an illusion. There's all these hippies and football fans, and sometimes even mutants rallying for their rights. I'm interested in all sorts of gossip and rumors. I've heard that Krasno is the best city in all the Wasteland. Everyone in Krasno says so. Evil tongues say that Trudegrad is bigger, the people of Ultranoye are more intelligent, Peregon is more cosmopolitan, and Vokolevka is more peaceful. But that's bullcrap. All those tiny backwater villages have nothing on our glorious city. I want to report some colleagues of yours who are shaking down travelers for bribes. Sorry, I can't help you with that. I never take bribes myself. Almost. And I have no respect for these militiamen who take advantage of their authority. However, mutual responsibility isn't anything like an unwanted witness. You can't just take it out in the forest and shoot it in the back of the head. I see. Well, I better go now. Oh, there she is. Maybe she works in the Chamber of Commerce. Also, I want to check one more thing. Can I talk to the guy that we helped earlier? I feel like I'm reading the dialogue too fast. I think she works in the Chamber of Commerce. Maybe that's why I haven't talked to her yet. Alright, let's talk to this fellow. You see a man wearing a shiny silver unitard, as well as a queer helmet that has a metallic chicken waddle of some kind on the top. As the man spots you, he jumps up, hits himself in the chest, shows you the palm of his hand, and moves his index and middle fingers as far apart as he is able, in a strange exotic gesture you've never seen before. Zang Zang Bioform. My designation is Xander P603, or P-603, or how people in your time like to say, "Howdy, comrade communist. My name is Xander P-603. Surprisingly enough, the usually xenophobic old man Hexogen repeats the stranger's gesture. Zang Zang, dear guest from the future. Oh my, how did you know I come from the future? Oh, young man, or should I say, not even born man. You're talking to the father of Soviet science fiction, a co-author of the erotic epic, Elita, and the fascist pamphlet known as the Buratino the Wooden Child. Look at you. That cheap-looking silver unitard, that moronic waddle upon your head, those tiny pig eyes. You are obviously a time traveler. Hey, my eyes aren't that tiny. At least my mom says so. Nice to meet you, Xander P-604. They call me Donnie. The man smiles and jumps into the air out of joy. That means my calculations were correct. Unimportant historical figure Donnie. This temporal projection asks you for help in a moment of need. The recent future where I am from is in danger, and only you can help history go on a more noble path. Please, I beg of you to listen to my words. We scientists used all of the energy of our experimental time machine to send me here. We won't have a second chance. Hold up. Are you seriously telling me you're from the future? That makes me want to ask some follow-up questions. The man slumps his shoulders and bends over. His waddle smacks him on the nose. The historians from my time told me you asked at least 4 questions to every single person you met. Many believe this to be an exaggeration, but now I see it was the truth. Fine. Ask away, and I shall answer. Why did you call me an unimportant historical figure? Every bit of information known about you is warped by the so-called Duggar-Faltz phenomena. Let me explain it this way. Some historical documents describe you as a great hero, a picker of corn, a helper of riders, a killer of bandits, a revolutionary of Peregon, and a beacon of democracy for Ultranoia. Hey. Well, that's extremely accurate. Well, maybe not yet, but soon to be. Other documents describe you as a petty criminal, a thief and a right bastard. Still, other documents tell us you are a psycho who killed every single person he met. The paradox is this. All these contradictory sources are 100% legit and have proof behind them. So instead of picking one, we decided not to trust any of them. If there's a whole paradox linked with my name, how come I'm an unimportant historical figure? Oh, no. There are thousands of people touched by the Duggar-Faltz phenomena. You're just one in a sea of uncertain historical figures. I don't get it. Okay, next question. Yes? If you had only one chance of using this machine of yours, why didn't you travel further into the past to stop the last war? After listening to your question, Xander goes pale and covers his face with his hands. He keeps silence for over a minute. After that, he speaks, voice trembling. That's such a smart idea. God, why haven't we thought of that? Why? I see the future is filled with idiots, just like the present. Next question. I'll do my best at answering. If you're for real, tell me how your time machine works. It's very simple. The real me is standing in my secret lab. Why else would I be dressed so casually, as if I'm planning to spend my day writing a Myrmesaurus or play 4D chess? My image and voice are being transferred into the past with the help of especially encoded subatomic particles that are made to go faster than light in my portative Collideratron. The encoding also makes me visible only to you and like-minded people. I wanted to catch you lying, but got technobabble instead. Next question. Why are you making this stuff up? Time travel isn't even a thing. You're a grown man. Just stop. Okay, comrade smart guy. If I'm not from the future, then why am I wearing a silver unitard? Why is there a silver waddle on my head? Where are my pants? Go on, explain it, comrade skeptic. Good point. Another question. Alright, my head hurts. Let's change the subject. We can try. What sort of help were you looking for? Xander P-603, supposed to be 604, opens his hand and draws an invisible circle with his fingers. This gesture probably expresses joy, since he looks pretty happy after completing it. In the name of the Holy Bolt Boy, the first robotic saint, I'm so glad you decided to hear me out. Now, person from the past, know this. In less than half a century from now, a small part of humanity will rise from the atomic ashes. We'll then create a technically advanced, futuristic utopia far away from here, in the mountains. That will mean a happy ending for everyone, though. Some people still struggle in the wild eastern wastes. We also share a border with a country whose people became a single hive mind organism. And there's this terrible menace I'd rather not talk about today. And also... He actually references a lot of stuff in the game, in this conversation. I didn't know that the first time I talked to him. Xander sobs. Also, a terrible bloody dictator and tyrant conquered my amazing country right after it became a violence-free utopia. The name of this disgusting, sadistic, all-powerful god king is Ilya Kuznetsov, the ruler of heaven, earth, and the 9 hells. He and his gang of ruffians and brutes quickly overtook our glorious country. They made us use serial numbers instead of last names, as if we're cattle. He also changed our first names into silly, made-up abominations, such as Xander or Beetrootron. He made the population walk on their knees begging for food. Also, to fight our urge to resist, He created a law of obligatory medicinal crime preventative beatings. Every day and every night, a special social worker has to slap every citizen of our country in the face at least once, for no reason. And sometimes, the social worker hits you with the backside of the hand. And some of them are married, so they have metal rings on their fingers, to slap you even harder. And some even have rings on all their fingers, since we're a polyamorous society. Xander covers his face and starts weeping. What a nightmare. How can I help you, noble people of the future? Well, learning the biography of the mighty yet terrible God King, the demonic dictator Ilya Kuznetsov, is obligatory for all, so everyone knows the exact date his parents decided to have a child. It happened this year, in a terrible circus filled with mutants that one may find near here. Please, friend, people of the future beg you, find the tyrant's parents and make them hate the idea of having kids. Do not let the monstrous Ilya Kuznetsov be born. Or Kuznetsov. Yeah, Kuznetsov. The strange man takes out a map of the waste out of his pocket and points to a certain location. Hold on. What will I get for this job? Xander smiles and winks at you. Oh, you're gonna love that part. I'm ready to pay you 1 million in your timeline's currency. Yes, you heard right. A whole million. Maybe even more. Oh boy, that sounds really good. I'll try to help you out. See ya. So 1 million what, you may be asking? Well, we'll find out after we complete the quest. Where'd that guy in the red shirt go? I'm not going to talk to him yet, but I want to keep track of him, because he was, I don't think we've spoken to him. Also, again, I feel like I read that dialogue way too fast, so I'm sorry if it was, if that was the case. Regardless, in the next episode, we will head into the Chamber of Commerce. Where's everybody going? I don't think we've talked to that guy yet, either. I feel like there's still a couple of NPCs we missed. The guy in the red shirt, this guy. Well, I'll save here. Anyway, I'm going to call it here. The next episode, we'll continue talking to NPCs. We'll go into the Chamber of Commerce. And maybe finish talking to everyone in Krasno. I might let the next episode go a little longer, so I can finish up here. Because there's other things that I want to do, and I think I wasted enough time here at the movie theater that the project at Red Fighter should be done. We also have that quest. Oh shoot, I forgot about that. The quest that I had for the police chief. Which I don't think is actually timed. I think I mentioned that last episode that it was timed. I don't think that it is. So I think that's a repeatable quest. Anyway, wasted enough time explaining. I'm going to call the episode here. Next one, we'll go into the Chamber of Commerce and start talking to people. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys in the next episode.